Hello friends, welcome to the channel. If you are new here, then my name is Kubeir Kamal. I'm a licensed ICCRC immigration consultant, and this channel is all about news, updates about Canadian immigration, processes, things you should do, things you definitely should not. Suhail Sheikh says, from the last 17 months, I'm getting salary in account. Before that, in cash, total 3 years, 2 months experience. How do I prove this after ITA? Well, if you are receiving salary in cash, it is not a problem. I did do this. I have done a video on this in detail, talking about what you should do with your cash salary. Well, you will still need to prove. The burden of proof is on you. So you need to prove that you are paid, you are working. Obviously, provide a reference letter, provide all kinds of proof that showed you were employed. In your case, whenever it's a cash salary, then the credibility flag kicks in, okay, because of the number of fraudulent cases that come up. Therefore, you should try and provide as much information as possible. Provide pay slips, pay stubs, cash vouchers, payment vouchers, salary vouchers that you may have received. Because you see, most of the companies, when they are giving you salary, they would at least make you sign some document to sort of say that you have been paid. So you can provide that. If there was a cash register in your company that you used to sign while you were receiving cash, there are some cases there as well. Provide a copy of that. But whatever you can to provide proof that you are being paid, do provide that. You can also provide a salary certificate from your employer, and that also will be accepted and will work very, very well. Vivek Nair, thank you for the super chat. I am 35, currently in process for ECA and IELTS. My minimum CRS with lowest IELTS score is 347. CLB 9 reaches 390. Should I invest time in PNP? If yes, which province? My NOC is 0124. Okay. Definitely you have to look only at a provincial nominee program or something different. Express entry is not your friend at this point of time, but do create an express entry profile, because that would then open up doors for you for certain other provincial nominee programs as well. But yes, you have to look at province. Which province I can't tell you, because this particular, what we are doing right now, is not something which I'm going to go through individual provinces and tell you what you need to do, what you cannot do, because that is something which you need to do. You need to go to individual provincial websites, PNP websites, check your knock code, see where it is in demand, see your criteria, see their criteria, see if it matches. As it is, there are not too many PNPs out there that you can look at. You will look at Alberta, you will look at Ontario, you will look at Saskatchewan, you will look at Manitoba if you have any connection to the province, you will look at Prince Edward Islands, and you will look at Nova Scotia. That's it. There are not too many provinces that you will be considering anyways, because it's less. Ontario won't work for you because they have a CRS range. Okay. Nova Scotia, you don't have to do much, because only if they're interested in your profile, they'll invite you. Same thing for Alberta. Only if they're interested in your profile, they'll invite you. Remaining is only 3. One is Prince Edward Islands. Go create your expression of interest. Remaining are 2. Manitoba. If you have connection to the province, go create your profile. If you don't, then unfortunately, that's not for you. That leaves you with only 1 province, and that is Saskatchewan. Again, calculate your scores, see what you can get, what you can't get, and go create your profile with Saskatchewan. That's all the PNPs that make sense. This way you will be able to do what you need to do. Can I hide 4 months experience? Okay. Don't hide anything. Please do not hide anything. Hiding something is a recipe for a disaster. I know of so many people who have tried to hide things. I'm not saying people don't get away with it. Of course, people get away. People get away with all kinds of things. But this is a recipe for disaster. If your hiding gets caught, it basically means your application will be refused. You will also be slapped with a 5-year ban. If at all your hiding was misleading, was material in any manner. Don't do that. Simply mention your 4 months experience in your personal history. You don't need to provide any documents for it, and you're good to go. Dinesh Verma says 4 months experience in one company, but they won't provide any reference letter. Current experience of 3 years in a new company in one knock. It's okay to hide. Don't hide. Once you get an ITA, you will have a separate tab called personal activities. Mention this work experience of 4 months in your personal activities. You will not need any documentation for that. Angad Singh, I'm waiting for my security to start. PPR for AOR. You want to raise TRF for my mother, better to land and then want her to join me. Okay. So if you haven't landed, you have no status in Canada. You doing anything for your mother at this point of time is basically nothing, right? I mean, you yourself do not have a status in Canada. So how can you do anything there? Your mother can apply for a visit visa, yes. And her assessment would be done on the merit of the documents that she will provide in her application. You unfortunately cannot do anything at this point of time. At this point of time, TRVs are taking anywhere between 8 months on an average. So consider that before you apply for the visas. Sapphire Mist, thank you for the super chat. My profile says review required because of US visa refusal. Me answering yes to start. Please shed some light. What happens next? Well, if you have already disclosed that your visa was refused to the US, then you have nothing to worry about. Don't worry about the review. It only means that the program analyst or the program assistant who initially has assessed your application has raised that for the visa officer to review. They will obviously review what was the reason why your US visa was refused. And if that is of no concern to Canada for any of the inadmissibility, your review will be cleared and your application will be processed. क्या आपकी भारत में कोई शाखा है? प्रदीप राठी, हमारी भारत में कोई शाखा नहीं है. We operate virtually out of our offices in Canada and all our services are virtual. Thank you. Ankur Saxena, thank you for the super chat. I am India as HR head along with my son. My wife will be landing in Canada on the 1st of September. What's the best time to apply for spouse open work permit? Well, technically, you can apply for your spouse open work permit at any point of time once you have an approval for your visa. But having said that, it is usually recommended after the person is in Canada. So when I'm saying a person, I'm not sure who the primary applicant is. So if you are the primary applicant and you already have a status in Canada, whether you're a work visa or a study visa, then it's recommended that you apply for your wife's or your spouse's spouse open work permit after you arrived in Canada. And the reason for that is because as part of your application, you will be required to provide your status document. So if you're a student, then your study permit. If you're a worker, then your work permit. If you're a worker, you will also need to provide your employment reference letter. You will also need to provide your at least 3 pay slips. The employment reference letters should include all the duties and responsibilities. If you are a student, you will need to provide your study permit and a letter from the college or university stating that you are a student in good standing. These documents are very, very important for IRCC to conduct their assessment under the R205, under which the open work permits are issued. So I basically recommend that you are inside Canada before you apply for your spouse's work permit. GP Singh says many EE outlanders applied in first, second quarter. Status shows security not initiated. Please talk about that. See, security is the last step of the application. So don't really worry about security not started. It can take from few hours to few years. Okay. And let me not scare you by saying few years. That happens only with people who have extensive security checks because of certain factors. Maybe, there are certain issues in their application. But in most cases, security can be cleared within few hours. If not, on an average, I have seen within few days, security can be cleared. So don't really worry about it. If your application has eligibility passed, which is the most critical factor. If your eligibility is passed, everything else will basically fall into place. It's just a matter of time when they will start finalizing your applications. All right, guys, that's basically it from my side. If you wish to make an appointment with me one-on-one to discuss your application, to discuss your profile, please, that's the link. You're most welcome to check that out. If you are interested in any of our commercial services, that's the link. You can always drop us an email and ask us what services we offer. We'll be very happy to sort of go through with that for you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and do follow us on Instagram as well. That's all from me for today. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.